The SteelSeries Arctis Nova 7 is a new wireless gaming headset from SteelSeries that has a bunch of useful features. It comes in 3 flavours, the Nova 7, the 7P and the 7X, and in this review I'm going to talk about what I like about it, some of the things I don't, and ultimately who I think it's for. Now, the SteelSeries range is a little confusing, and you might be wondering where the Nova 7 sits in relation to the rest of their headsets. The Nova 7 is second from the top of the Arctis Nova range, with the Nova 1 and 3 being the entry-level models and the Pro being their premium model. SteelSeries have the regular Arctis range too. This includes the Arctis 1, One Wireless, 7P Plus, and the various versions of the Arctis Pro. So yeah, there are quite a few options here, and there's also a bit of overlap in terms of features. The headset I want to call out for this video is the Arctis 7P Plus or the Arctis 7PX, which I reviewed earlier in the year. Aside from the model sounding similar, the 7P Plus shares a few other things in common with the Nova 7. For this reason, I've included a comparison towards the end of this video, so if you're confused about which one to get, stick around. Now, first off, I want to clarify the differences between the 3 versions of the Nova 7. These are essentially the same headset with slightly different features to suit the PC, PlayStation and Xbox. The standard 7, which is what I have here, is the PC version. It has an all-black appearance and has a game and chat dial. The 7P is the PlayStation version, and it comes with a blue headband and a side-tone dial instead of the game and chat dial. The 7X is similar to the PC version, except that it works wirelessly with Xbox consoles and it has a green headband. Now, the choice might seem straightforward, but the truth is that all of them work wirelessly on PC, PlayStation and Switch. The only outlier here is the Xbox, which needs the 7X version for wireless. Long story short, if you have multiple systems, including Xbox, the 7X provides the most device compatibility. Sure, you lose the side tone functionality for PlayStation, but it's a small price to pay for having something that you can use with everything. Okay, now that we have the model confusion sorted, let's take a quick look at the specs. The Nova 7 has both 2.4G wireless as well as Bluetooth 5.0. These can be connected at the same time and used simultaneously, meaning that you can game and also chat via Discord or take a phone call at the same time. It has 40mm drivers and a frequency response range of 20Hz to 22kHz, and this is a marginally wider range than other headsets in this price bracket. They weigh 325 grams, which is pretty light compared to many of its rivals, and this includes the Arctis 7P Plus. Battery life is good at 38 hours, although this isn't industry leading. This is when using the 2.4G connection, and I found it to be similar when using Bluetooth on its own. When connected to both 2.4G and Bluetooth, you should get about 26 hours. Battery life is indicated with a little light on the side of the ear cup. Like any good headset, the Nova 7 will turn itself off to save power, although it's worth noting that this is only for the 2.4G connection. Bluetooth has to be manually switched off. Charging them from flat to full takes a couple of hours, and the fast charging feature will give you 6 hours from just a 15-minute charge. Comfort-wise, these are very comfy. The airweave cushions breathe well, and the lightweight construction makes them ideal for long sessions. There's heaps of extension in the headband, and for those with massive heads, you can easily adjust the headband elastic. The ear cups also rotate 180 degrees if you want to wear these around your neck. In other words, it's almost impossible to find an uncomfortable way to wear the Nova 7s. Passive noise cancelling isn't great. The airweave memory foam ear cups are great at letting cool air in, but they also let ambient noise in too. You can replace them with a vegan leather option, which I haven't personally tried, but I feel pretty confident in saying would be better at blocking out background noise. That said, it's probably a safe bet that they're a bit hotter too. On the left ear cup you have the power and Bluetooth buttons, along with the chat mix dial or side tone dial depending on which version of the headset you have. Both the power and Bluetooth buttons also act as multi-purpose buttons for answering calls and skipping music tracks. On the right ear cup you have the microphone, the mute button and the volume dial. I like the way these dials feel. Making small or large volume changes is super easy, and the button layout in general is intuitive. The Nova 7 doesn't have lights like the Nova 3, but you can replace the side panels on the ear cups and get different colour headbands. Overall, this is a pretty understated headset, particularly the PC version that comes in all black, which makes them a good option for taking on the go. The mic hides inside the ear cup, so most people won't even know it's a gaming headset at first glance. I've used a few headsets out in the wild while commuting, and this is easily the most portable and discreet. It doesn't hurt that these sound great too. The Nova 7 has a fairly neutral sound, with a low end that kicks in when it needs to, but doesn't overstay its welcome. I really like how these sound straight out of the box for both music and gaming. If you're after something that can do both well, then there aren't many headsets at this price point that perform as well as the Nova 7. If you don't like how these sound by default, you can always tweak the EQ levels via the software, and these save onto the headset to use with consoles or a connected Bluetooth device. They're plenty loud too. Turning them up to max volume feels very uncomfortable to me, so if you like loud, these should hit the spot. Now, speaking of software, the GG Audio Suite is one of the better headset companion apps out there. When using the headset with the software, it also gives you access to the AI microphone noise cancelling and 3D audio. You can do other cool stuff like assign different audio presets per game. For example, if you have a specific EQ setting you like for Call of Duty or say Fortnite, the headset will automatically switch to that profile every time you play the game. Unfortunately, when connecting them with a console or connected Bluetooth device, you don't have access to the software, so you lose these features. As I mentioned before though, you can customize the EQ levels and save them to the headset to use with those devices. Okay, so far I've had nothing but good things to say about the Nova 7, so what don't I like about it? This was raised in the comments of my 7P Plus review, and I think it's worth raising here. The dongle's design isn't very practical. Because it's so wide, it blocks any nearby ports. On the front of the PS5, for example, it blocks the standard USB port, and on my MacBook, it blocks the second USB-C port. You can use it with a USB extension cable, which comes included in the box, and this solves this problem. In the future though, I'd like to see it revised to be a bit more like the EPOS dongle. Another thing I don't love about this headset is that you only get bleeps and bloops through the ear cups to signal that it's connected via Bluetooth and when it's being turned on and off. Maybe this is a problem exclusive to people who review headsets, but I have a hard time remembering what each individual sound means. A voice prompt that tells you what it's doing would be better. One final minor thing is that it's only Bluetooth 5.0. It would have been nice to have a more recent version. This would improve the experience of gaming with a connected Bluetooth device, as 5.0 can be a little laggy at times. Bluetooth performance otherwise is excellent though. It has heaps of range and it provides a very solid connection within that range. I have a pretty big house and I can go just about anywhere in it without losing connection. Okay, so at the start of this review, I mentioned that there are quite a lot of similarities between the Arctis 7P Plus and the Nova 7. So how do they compare? I'd say to the average ear they sound almost identical. Their design is equally understated, they're both very comfortable, and they cost roughly the same too. Where they differ is features, and the Nova 7 has more of them. It has Bluetooth and dual wireless connectivity, it has a bigger battery, and it weighs slightly less. Look, the Arctis 7P Plus is still a great headset. I personally think it's a fraction more comfortable, I prefer the volume dial, and I think it's the better looking out of the two. Would I buy it over the Nova 7 though? No. You just get more bang for your buck with the Nova 7, and at the same price point, it's the clear winner. Now you might also be wondering how these stack up against the Nova 3s, the smaller sibling in the range. They obviously look very similar, and I've already mentioned that they sound almost the same, and in terms of the software, they again share the same customization options. What you do get with the 7s over the 3s is once again features, and specifically wireless. They also weigh a bit more because of the battery, and unlike the 3s, they don't have the LEDs on the ear cups. Now, when compared to a similar headset like say the EPOS H3PRO Hybrid, they stack up quite well. I'd say that the H3PRO Hybrid is still probably the better sounding headset on a technical level, although this isn't likely to be a night and day difference for the average gamer. I'm going to say the mic on the Nova 7 is the best mic I've heard on a headset to date, and if it wasn't obvious, I recorded this section using it. The H3 Pro's mic is no slouch either, but the Nova 7 is just better. You also get AI noise cancelling on PC for the microphone with the Nova 7, so it's the clear pick for a heavy party chat user. The Nova 7 is a real jack of all trades. It doesn't just have a bunch of cool features though. It performs well in every category, and although it may not be the best in class in any of them, except maybe the mic, its performance overall is impressive. The Nova 7 is like the Ryu of gaming headsets. It's not the best sounding, the most feature-rich, or the most attractive. It's a solid performer though in just about everything it does. This makes it a strong and versatile option and a fantastic all-rounder. If you're looking for a single wireless headset/headphone to cover all of your audio needs, the Nova 7 is an excellent choice. Alright, I hope you found this video useful and I'll catch you in the next one.